Hey, BookTube Sean here, and today I have a library haul for you. I went to the library again, twice. Um, I went there today for a library book sale, which you should have already seen the haul from that. Um, and I also went on the Tuesday before today. Today is Saturday, and I went on Tuesday as well. My library changed their online library, and I was checking out their online catalog. They changed it, so I was checking it out, and I saw that they had some things in, so I put holds on them, and yeah, I have more library books because I need more books to try and read. Anyway, the first one I grabbed is A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Backman. And I don't think I really need to go into what this is about. This has been around BookTube for a while now. It's about a grumpy old man. I have read part of this on audio, but the audio went back before I could finish it. So I need to figure out if I need to just start from the beginning or if I can find a point to where I remember and just go from there. But hopefully I can get to this in what should be 9 weeks. I should be able to have it out because I should be able to renew it a couple of times because they had 6 copies there, so I can't imagine if there ending up being a hold on this. But I do remember the one problem I did have with it, and nobody seems to mention this, is that everybody talks about this book being about this grumpy old curmudgeon guy, and he's 59 years old. I don't think a 59-year-old is a grumpy old man. Maybe I say that because I'm 40 and 59 doesn't seem that far off anymore. But this is the only issue I have that I have with it is it being a grumpy old man at 59 years old. So anyway, but I was enjoying the story. Another one I got is also a Frederick Backman, and this is really the one I went for, and they had that in, but this is Bear Town by Frederick Backman. I've been hearing really good things about this lately, especially from Derby at Derby Lane, and just on Twitter, and everybody I have seen that has read this book has absolutely loved it. So I wanted to pick it up, and I know it has something to do with hockey. But that's about as much as I know about it. And yeah. Another one I picked up is, and this is a 2-week loan. I don't know if I'll get to this, but I know Courtney, our protagonist, really enjoyed this. In fact, it's one of her favorite cozy mystery authors. And this book has not come out in paperback yet, and the Kindle version is $13. And I just said in my previous video that I recorded today that I have an issue with spending that much on a Kindle version. But I noticed the library had it, and this Ellie Alexander's Death on Tap. And this is a cozy mystery about a local brewery. And I read another cozy mystery about a brewery by Joyce Alexander late last fall, early winter, and I really enjoyed that. And Courtney raves about Ellie Alexander, so I definitely want to check her out sometime. I also picked up Ruth Gilligan's 9 Folds Make a Paper Swan. Excuse me. There's not really a description on the back for me to read you. All I can tell you about it is basically nothing. But I saw this on somebody's channel, and it may have even been before I started BookTube. I'm not sure, but it was right around that time. And it sounded interesting, and whoever it was really enjoyed it. And I had put it on, a wish list, and I saw it there at the library. It just caught my eye, so I went and grabbed it. I don't know if I'll get to any of these. If I'm being perfectly honest, I check out a lot of books and read a few of them, but it's hard to resist when they're free, and you just only get them for a short period of time. So I don't know if I'll get to that or not. Who knows? I also picked up The World of Tomorrow by Brendan Matthews. I will link Chris Rhodes' newest video in the description. He is back after over a year, or at least posted a video after over a year being gone. Chris Rhodes at TheReading Rhodes. And I saw this book in his video, and he gave a really good description of it. So I will link his video below, so you can check that out. But it did sound... I'm running much shorter than I normally am. I'll just go ahead and read the description. June 1939. Francis Dempsey and his shell-shocked brother Michael are on an ocean liner from Ireland bound for their brother Martin's home in New York City, having stolen a small fortune from the IRA. During the week that follows, the lives of these three brothers collide spectacularly with the big band jazz musicians, a talented but fragile heiress, a Jewish street photographer facing a return to Nazi-occupied Prague, a vengeful mob boss, and the ghosts of their own family's revolutionary past. When Tom Cronin, an erstwhile assassin forced into one last job, tracks the brothers down, their lives begin to fracture. Francis must surrender to blackmail or have his family suffer fatal consequences. Michael, lost and wandering alone, turns to Lily Block as a heartsick artist to recover his decimated memory, and Martin and his wife Rosemary try to salvage the marriage and ultimately the lives of the other Dempseys. Meanwhile, with the Depression receding, all of New York is suffused with an electric feeling of hope, caught up in the fervor of the World's Fair and eager for good times after a decade of deprivation. From the smoky jazz points of Harlem to the opulent Plaza Hotel, from the garrets of vagabonds and artists in the Bowery to the backroom warrens and shadowy warehouses of mobsters in Hell's Kitchen, Brendan Matthews brings the pre-war metropolis into vivid, pulsing life. The sweeping, intricate, and ambitious storytelling throughout this remarkable debut reveals an America that blithely hoped it could avoid another catastrophic war and focus instead on the promise of the World's Fair, a peaceful, prosperous world of tomorrow. This sounds really interesting. And like I said, I will still link Chris Rhodes' video in the description because it was his talking about it that made me immediately put it on my wish list. So, and just today, a couple of holds came in. Well, one hold came in, and I just grabbed another book. I've been seeing this one talked about a little bit with the, especially this author talked about a little bit with the Reading Women Challenge going on. And the author is Samantha Irby, and the book is We Are Never Meeting in Real Life. I've actually seen this on BookTube a couple of times, and I've heard some mixed things about it, but it's an essay collection, and I've only read a couple of the essays in Partly Cloudy Patriot by Sarah Vowell, but I've kind of been enjoying that, and it's kind of fitted my mood a little bit. So I thought get my hands on another essay collection, and I've heard more good things than not about. I've heard some mixed things, but I've heard more good than other about Samantha Irby. So figured since they had one of her books in stock, I'd grab it. And if I finish this before I finish the Sarah Vowell, then I'll count this for my Read Harder and Reading Women Challenge. And this is another book that I think it was on a, pretty sure it was on a I watched just about most of the Reading Women videos that I saw pop up, and I think this was in one of the recommendation videos. I don't remember exactly what category, maybe essay, I'm not sure what category it would have fallen in, but the book is Bitch in Praise of Difficult Women by Elizabeth Wurtzel, and I'll just read the description because I don't remember exactly what they said. No one better understands the desire to be bad than Elizabeth Wurtzel. Bitch is a brilliant tract on the history of manipulative female behavior. By looking at women who derive their power from their sexuality, Wurtzel offers a trenchant cultural critique of contemporary gender relations. Beginning with Delilah, the first woman to supposedly bring a great man down, latter-day Delilahs include Yoko Ono, Pam Smart, Bess Meyerson, Wurtzel finds many biblical counterparts to the men and women in today's headlines. In 5 brilliant extended essays, she links the lives of women as demanding and disparate as Amy Fisher, Hillary Clinton, Margot Hemingway, and Nicole Brown Simpson. Wurtzel gives voice to those women whose lives have been misunderstood, who have been dismissed for their beauty, their madness, their youth. She finds in the story of Amy Fisher the tragic plight of all Lolitas, our thirst for their brief and intense flame. She connects Hemingway's tragic suicide to those of Sylvia Plath, Edie Sedgwick, and Marilyn Monroe, women whose beauty was an end ultimately in itself. Wurtzel writes about the wife-mistress dichotomy, explains how some women are anointed as wife material, while others are relegated to the role of mistress. She takes to task the double standard imposed on women, the cultural insistence on goodness, and society's complete obsession with badness. What's a girl to do? Let's face it, if women were any real threat to male power, Jennifer Flowers would be sitting behind the desk of the Oval Office, writes Wurtzel, and Bill Clinton would be a lounge singer in the Excelsior Hotel in Little Rock. Bitch tells a tale both celebratory and cautionary as Wurtzel catalogs some of the most infamous women in history, defending their outsized desires, describing their exquisite loneliness, championing their take no prisoners approach to life and love. Whether writing about Courtney Love, Sally Hemings, Bathsheba, I'm not sure I pronounced that right, Kimball Wood, Sharon Stone, or Princess Di, are waxing eloquent on the hideous success of the rules, the evil that is the bridges of Madison County, the twisted logic of you'll never make love in this town again. Wurtzel is back with a bitchography that cuts to the core. In prose both blistering and brilliant, Bitch is a treatise on the nature of desperate sexual manipulation and a triumph of pussy power. Yeah, that seemed like it might be an interesting read. And I gotta know what the evil that is the bridges of Madison County is, because I really only know, I've never seen the movie, and I really only know the musical, and I love the the music in the musical is beautiful. So I gotta know what the evil is the bridges of Madison County is now. Anyway, that's it. That is my library haul. I'm sure there'll be another one soon. I go to the library a lot. But anyway, if I can't talk, I'm sorry. This is only the second video I've recorded, not even the fourth this time, and I do have more to record. This is going to be interesting as they go on. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. If you like this and want to see more, hit the subscribe button so you're sure to know when I post new videos, and I'll see you all in my next video.